dimensions are different levels of conscious awareness. There's no sense of time. Past, present, future is happening right now. Your subconscious mind is more awake, receptive, more active, more alert when you're sleeping. The information I'm about to reveal to you all, it will take you 5 minutes to learn, 5 years to master. Can people tap into the fourth dimension? This whole new world that is not this world. Is it really possible? Yes, it is. But it's not in a sense of, oh yeah, I just left 3D and I entered a new realm. Not in that sense, but it is possible. When I'm talking about learning how to access the fourth dimensional realm of conscious awareness, you see right there, conscious awareness. You see, dimensions, they are another way of saying different levels of conscious awareness. The conscious awareness that you and I right now we're in, it is called 3D, which is space and time. We are aware of space that is around us and the time that is passing by. We're aware of that. But when you rise up to a higher vibration, to a higher realm, to a higher dimension than this one, which is the fourth dimension, now you're tapping into a higher conscious awareness. There's no sense of time. Past, present, future is happening right now at the same time. Let me use an example, right? If you were to be on the fourth dimension, you'd be able to access the past and the future and the present at the same time. So let's say I'm a fourth dimensional being, right? And somebody locks me in a cage. I, as a person who is coming from the fourth dimension, I have the power to go back in time to escape the event of me being locked up in a cage, or I can go to the near future and see whether if I have escaped or not. Whereas in the third dimension, if somebody were to lock me up right now, I wouldn't be able to go back in time or go forward into the future as much as if I were to be on the fourth dimension. Dimensions, they are just another way of telling you the different levels of conscious awareness. So how can a person tap into that dimension? It's simple, but it's not easy. What I'm about to tell you is something that takes you 5 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master. Think about that. What I'm about to expose to you, the information I'm about to reveal to you all, it will take you 5 minutes to learn, but it will take you 5 years to master, depending on how much you're able to conceive and to understand what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or you don't have a clue of what I'm saying, then it will take you longer to master. So, tapping into the fourth dimension, where I can access the past, the present, and the future at the same time. One can do it in the few hours or the few minutes just right before they go to sleep. Why is that timing so significant? Well, neuroscience shows us and tells us that just before you go to just before you go to bed, when you go to bed, right, and sleep, your brain goes from beta to theta, right? Meaning that your subconscious mind is more awake and more receptive, more active, more alert when you're sleeping, or as you're entering into a sleeping state. And what switches off when the subconscious mind is on, what switches off is the conscious. Hence why when you sleep, you're not aware of what is happening around you. When you're sleeping, you're not aware of what's happening around you. You're only aware of what is happening when you're dreaming. You understand? So the first thing, okay, let me use this other example. We've been taught at school that we are breathing in air. We're not breathing in air. This thing that we cannot see with our own naked eye, this thing that we are constantly putting into our bodies and out by breathing in and breathing out, it's not air, it's consciousness. You're breathing in consciousness.
I'm not just breathing in air. I'm breathing in consciousness. I'm inhaling and exhaling God itself. And this air is conscious. That linked me up with quantum physics.
You understand? This is what I mean. If I were to close my nose right like this and cover my mouth, right, for 4 minutes or even 6 minutes, you want to know what's the first thing I am going to lose? My consciousness. I'll go unconscious. So if I were to block my nose and my mouth for 6 minutes without breathing any air, my heart still beats. My brain still functions. One thing that I only lose, the first thing I lose, is being aware that I am alive. So when you sleep, you're in a state of not totally being aware of what is happening around you. And your subconscious mind is the one that is listening to everything. It is more active. The mind does not sleep. It never sleeps. As a matter of fact, it is more active when you're sleeping. Hence why when you play something over and over and over again while you're sleeping, that information is being stored by the mind, most specifically the subconscious mind. That is where habits develop. So if you want to change your programming, if you want to change the way how you operate, the way how you do things, alter the subconscious mind. You understand? Hence why, if you want to tap into the fourth dimension, the timing of you going to bed, just before going to bed to sleep, that is the perfect time. Why? I've already explained. So, what do you do around this time? You meditate. You meditate. Why is meditation so important? Because it calms the noise that is within. Your heartbeat becomes slower and calm. Your breathing is calm. Your mind is more calm when you start to meditate. Now, this is where I want you guys to listen very carefully. When your internal environment is now calm, while still in a meditative state, that is when you can start using your imagination. You see, there's a reason why they don't teach you this in school. School does not teach you how to use your imagination. It only teaches you how to memorize information, because it's only pumping more employees into the real world. School was not created to make you a creator or a thinker. It was created to make you a worker, an obedient slave. And that is the truth that most people don't want to hear. You understand? So, your imagination is very powerful. I mean, look at a kid. The reason why kids are vibrating at a very high frequency, it is because they're more connected with their environment. You understand? They're using their imaginations so well. Hence why when a kid plays tea parties and all of that, and they imagine drinking that tea, they think it's real. They actually literally think it's real. But you as an adult looking at them, you're wise enough to know that's not real. Well,
you want to just think about, what do you want to be doing? In an ideal situation, again, don't put logic into the equation here. If you were having your dream life, if you could just design it exactly how you wanted to, if you could get paid to just do what you love, what would you do? What would be the things that you would like to fill your time with? So I just wrote a few things down to give you some examples. It doesn't need to be like super, super detailed, but just when you tune into this dimension where you're having the best day ever and you're working on what you love and you're making the income you want to make, what does that look like? Like, what are you doing?
See, your imagination is the greatest gift that God has given us. And it is so sad that the 99% of the world population, I'm talking about the masses, they're not using their imaginations for good or for the betterment of their lives. They are constantly thinking of negative things about themselves. Hence why bad things always happen to them. Because the mind stores it as normal. The mind simply stores it as it's a memory. If you're constantly worried about the future, oh, what is gonna happen to me and all of that, and you keep coming up with these scenarios in your head that why will it not work and all of that, the mind does not know the difference between what is being imagined and what is actually happening at the time. It just takes whatever that is in the mind as it is. So if you're constantly imagining bad things happening to you and you truly believe that those things will happen, then they will. Hence why majority of the people out there in the world, their life sucks. People don't know that they are living in a prison of their own making. So if you want to change your life, change the way how you think about yourself. Change your thinking, change your life.